Hello, welcome to the first episode of Kelp Algae, the best coding channel on YouTube. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to edit image files through Python code. And that's super crazy, so you should watch the entire video to give me watch time, okay? Anyway, so the way this works is we're going to use a Python library called PIL, or PIL. It stands for Python Imaging Library, and we're also going to be using NumPy, which is a Python library with that helps with you with numbers and arrays. Anyway, so I have this open already. I'm just gonna close it. Yep, close. Yep. Goodbye. Anyway, so first, if you want to edit an image in Python, this you need to have the image you want to edit. So here I have this JPEG image. I call it square.jpg. It's nothing interesting. It's just a white square. Anyway, so first you need to know its pixel dimensions. So if I go to properties, right click on it, hit properties, and go to details, here it says 730 by 730. And the width is 730 pixels and the height is 730 pixels. So it's 730 pixels by 730 pixels. You need to know that in order to do this properly. So anyway, so now that you know this, let's open up Python. I'm using the 3.7. Anything after 3.7 should work, and anything that's Python 3 should work. I don't know if Python 2 will work, but this should work. Anyway, so first you have to make sure that you have the modules installed. So let's create a new file, and we're gonna file save as. First of all, copy the system path, the path right here where it is on your computer. So copy that, hit Control C, and then name the file whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it images with PIL. As you can see, I've already tried this before. That's why it's already popping up. I tried this before, it failed because I'm a failure. Anyway, so yeah, save. No, not .py because it's gonna add .py automatically. Anyway, so just hit save. It already exists because I already tried this before. So yeah, hit yes. Anyway, so first of all, you have to make sure that you have the right modules installed. So let's open up a command prompt. Yeah, here we go, command prompt. Anyway, so first of all, change the directory. So cd, and then paste in the directory. Okay, now hit, now you need to type in Python. This is how it works on Windows. It works differently on different computers, but on Windows, this is how it works. Python -m pip install, and then this is how you install modules. So I'm going to use PIL, collecting PIL. Anyway, it says could not find a version that satisfies the requirement PIL. Well, that's because hold on, Python -m pip install pillow. This is what you actually have to install. It installs PIL with pillow. Yeah, I made a mistake. Oh yeah, it says requirement already satisfied because I've already installed it. But if you don't have it installed, it'll just install it for you. So obviously it says I already have it, but you won't have it, so you just do that and it'll install. Then just write Python -m pip install NumPy. This is the other module we're gonna use, and it's the exact same thing. For me, it says I already have it, but if you don't have it, it'll install it. And then you can just close the command prompt. Anyway, so to make sure that this works, so these are the modules that I have. I'm putting in a comment. So from PIL import image. And this is the PIL module that you'll be using to collect images. And then import NumPy. And if I save this and run it, nothing happens because I haven't made it do anything yet. But since there's no errors, you know that you did everything right, and these are successfully installed. Anyway, so now you need to get your Python file to access the image file that you have. So here's the image right here. Now open up your file browser, and then paste in the path that you copied earlier. And here it is. And just drag in the square image. Well, for me it's a square image, whatever image you want. Now make sure that this image, it isn't a GIF image, because GIF images, they have multiple frames. And even if your image has one frame, it's not going to work the same. Maybe in the future I'll make a tutorial about how to work with GIFs. But for now, you have to use JPEG or PNG. So you have to use JPEG or PNG. GIFs aren't going to work because there's another setting for the multiple frames. So anyway, so now that you have that, you need to open it up with Python. Now you have to make sure it's in the same directory as your Python file. So here I have my Python file, and here I have the image file. Make sure they're in the same directory. Anyway, so open image file. Now, okay, so that's what I'm going to call the variable. You have to declare a variable. That's what I'm going to call it. And you can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to call it this. All right. Image dot open, and then the name. So for me, it's square dot JPEG.
Square dot JPEG.
Yes, it is.
JPEG of square.
That's my sister. She's annoying.
You could name it anything else.
Well, it is a square.
You're right, I guess.
Okay.
Run creative.
So yeah, make sure that it's named right, and there you go. Now, to make sure that you named it right, hit save and run. And if nothing happens, you did it right because there's no errors. Anyway, now you need to create an array in NumPy that you can edit to edit the image files. So create NumPy array. Anyway, so I'm going to declare it. I'm going to call it mp underscore im, and it's going to be equal to numpy dot array, and then create it off of your image file. For me, it's called im, but you can call it whatever you want. npm is equal to numpy dot array in parentheses im, and then to find out to make sure you were right about the dimensions, hit print npm dot shape. Alright, now if you run this, it says 730 by 730 by 3. Now, 730 by 730, earlier we checked and the image was 730 pixels by 730 pixels. But then there's a 3, and the 3 is the color channels. So the way an image works is there's pixels, and they're in a two-dimensional array. So there's 730 columns and 730 rows in this image. There could be like 1,000 rows or 2 rows, but depending on the size of the image, that's how many rows of pixels and columns of pixels there are. Now, for each pixel, there's 3 lights. There's a red light, a green light, and a blue light. And the color of the pixel is defined by how bright the red light is, how bright the blue light is, and how bright the green light is. And based off of how bright they are, that's the color of the pixel. So for this array, there's the 2 dimensions for the pixels, and then there's another dimension for the color of the pixels. Okay, so now that you have an array, now you need to edit the array, because obviously you want to edit the image. So you need to iterate over all the pixels in the array. So for x in range 730. Now make sure this is the width of your image. For me, it's 730. And then for y in range, whatever the height of your image is. For me, it's not length, 730, because it's the same as the width in this image. Obviously, in most images, they're going to be different. And then you need to reference your NumPy array, so npm, and then the coordinates x and y is equal to 0, 0, 0. Okay, so what's happening here is it's going to iterate over all of the pixels in the image and set them to 0, 0, 0. So this is the color. So the first number is how bright the red light in the pixel is. And the next number is how bright the green light in the pixel is. And the next one is the blue light. And if they're all set to 0, all the lights are off, which means that it's black. Now if you set them all to their maximum, which is 255, then all of them will be on, which means it's white. And you can use any numbers between 0 and 255 to make any color. So if I set the red light to maximum and the others to 0, that means that it's going to be red. And if I do that with the green, it'll be green. Now I set both the red and the green, it'll be yellow. If I set them all to like half of that, or about 100, it'll be a gray color. But for now, I'm just going to make them all 0, 0. So this would be gray, but we're just going to make it black. Anyway, so next, now that you have this array, now you need to convert it back into an image so you can save it as an image. So convert back to image. So for that you write new im. That's the variable. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm calling it new im. And then image dot from array, and then whatever your array was, which for me is npm. Okay, and then you have to save the new image file. So just write save. So you don't need to write in anything that has a hashtag and is highlighted in red. It's a comment. So if you take it out, it doesn't do anything. It's just there for me to know what I'm doing. So anyway, new im dot save. It's in caps lock. Anyway, so new im dot save, and then whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna call it new image file, and make sure it's the same file format as you started. So JPEG. And make sure it's in quotation, so it's a string. Anyway, so we're going to run the whole thing. Okay, so no errors came up, which means everything went smoothly. And if I look in here, there should be a file called new image file. If I open it up, it's just a black square, which is good because we set all the pixels to black. And I can do anything with this. So I could make it, I could make them all red. So if I run that, wait for it to finish. Anyway, if I run that, now it's a red square. Alright, now, obviously you don't want, most of the time you're not going to want them all to be the same color. So you could add a condition to this. So, watch this. If x divided by, if x modulo 2 is equal to 1, then set it to black. Otherwise, set it to white. So npm x y is equal to 255, 255, 255. Now if I run this, there should be stripes of black and white. So if I do that, let it run. Okay, so everything works fine. And now, everything's striped black and white. Now obviously it's really hard, but if you zoom in, you can see the black and white stripes. Of course, they're only 1 pixel long. What if you want these stripes to be wider? Well then, you can make the thing higher. So, x divided by, 10 is less than 5. In this case, they should be 5 pixels wide. Now, if I reload everything. Now the stripes are wider. See, now each one of the stripes is 5 pixels wide instead of 1 pixel wide. And what's even cooler is you can make a checkerboard pattern. So, if x modulo 10 is less than 5, and x modulo, y modulo 10 is, is greater than 5. In this case, it's going to In this case, it's gonna do something weird. If I open it up. Wait, what? No, okay, I did not mean to click on that. Now it makes this weird thing where there's just these random black squares. It's not a checkerboard, but it still looks cool. Anyway. Now if I make this y is over 10 is less than 5, and I run it, now it's the same thing. It's just that it's just flipped. It doesn't do anything. Okay, I thought that would do something. But anyway, instead of and you put or. Now this changes everything. Watch this. Instead of and you put or. Now it's inverted. Instead of and, it was or. Anyway, so in that case, you create some weird things. Now I want to create a checkerboard, but I kind of forgot how to do that. So let me see if I can figure it out. So x is less than 10, or y is 5. Okay, so we want it to be black if the x is even and the y is odd. So and not. Maybe that's what it is. Now if I look at it, it's still not that. Okay, you know what? Since I'm too stupid to figure this out, I'm just not going to. If you can, in the comments, tell me how this works. Please tell me how this works. But anyway, so now there's even weirder things you can do. So if I just say npm x y is equal to x y x. Oh no, I mean x. Now it's gonna look really weird. Watch this. I've run this program so many times. Anyway, so now if you look at it, now it's like these weird colored squares, and I don't know why you'd want this, but it kind of looks cool. But anyway, so you can just play around with this and just change up the color. And anyway, so that's how you edit image files in Python. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. And bye.